Welcome back. In today's video clip, we are going to establish the golden ratio for matcha if we are making matcha latte. A lot of people have asked me this question: how much matcha should you put in your matcha latte? Stick around until the end of this video clip, but before we continue, click that subscribe button. For the matcha, I'm going to use Ritual Matcha. This is 100% pure matcha, single origin, Okumidori cultivars, quite green in color. And we are going to make in 12 ounces cups, or for those at home, this is a typical glass, which is 360 milliliters. And as you can see, I have 3 matcha bowls here, and each one has got a different amount of matcha. In the first one, I am going to use 4 grams of pure matcha sipped into my bowl. In the second one, we are going to make use of 5 grams of pure matcha. And finally, we are going to use 6 grams of pure matcha. For the milk, I'm going to use exactly the same amount of milk. I'm going to use 150 ml here, or 5 ounces, the same for all 3 of them. And for the sweetener this time, I'm going to use vanilla. And I am going to use 7.5 or 1 pump of this vanilla syrup. You can always adjust the sweetness level. But my proportion for a regular sweetness would be about 10 milliliters of the sweetener, in this case vanilla syrup. For the process, I am going to use ceremonial process. That means using my matcha whisk here. This is a handmade black bamboo whisk. And then I am going to use the same amount of water for each one of them. I'm going to use 40 ml and then pour it into my cup of milk. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, using 4 grams of matcha. As always, before you start using your whisk, make sure that you wet it so that the bristles will not be hard and it won't break easily, okay? So there you go. Now, I am going to use 40 ml of water into my bowl here. You can start with just a little bit and then make a paste out of your matcha. This is 4 grams of matcha, and then add the rest of the water, and this is a total of 40 milliliters. Now we're going to whisk. I can smell that the matcha is smelling really, really good here. Whisk it up and down. We're aiming for that beautiful microfoam. This process should not take any more than 30 seconds, and you get your matcha mix here. Now let's assemble the drink. We're going to start with my 4 grams of matcha here. Add ice into my serving cup. Sweetener, which is vanilla. I'm just going to use 7.5 here, or 1 pump. Add milk, 150 milliliters. Stir to mix the vanilla syrup with the milk. And now we're going to pour 4 grams of matcha on top. Matcha latte in 12 ounces cup, using 4 grams of matcha. Now let's make the second one. This time I'm going to use the same amount of milk, ice, and vanilla. Ice into the serving cup. Vanilla syrup, 1 pump. Milk, 150 ml. Stir. Matcha in 5 grams, nice and thick. Matcha in 12 ounces cup, using 5 grams of pure matcha. Let's make our last cup here. Ice into the serving cup. Same amount of vanilla syrup, 1 pump. Milk, 150 ml. Stir. Matcha, really nice and thick and very green. Three matcha latte here. Each one has a different amount of matcha. The one that uses 4 grams of matcha is a little bit lighter green in color. The one that uses 5 grams, darker in color, darker green. And the one that uses 6 grams, definitely a lot more green. And the texture of the matcha is also very thick. Now let's find out how they taste like. 4 grams of matcha into 150 ml of milk. 5 grams. The color is definitely better, darker than the first one. And this is 6 grams, which is equivalent to a double shot of matcha. In Japan, 3 grams is like 1 shot, and if you put 6 grams, that is double shot. This one is the perfect color, absolutely green, definitely a lot better. I would say this one tastes more vanilla. This one has a bit of a balance between the vanilla taste and the matcha. This one, the taste of vanilla is almost gone. It's just like a sweetener, but the taste of matcha is strong. Too strong that I'm not able to talk anymore. So my verdict, if you use 4 grams, I think is insufficient as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to taste only the sweetener. I'd like to be able to taste the matcha. 5 grams into a 12-ounce cup here, I think has got that perfect balance between the sweetener and the taste of the matcha. And for the 6 grams, definitely if you like more matcha taste in your drink, and also if you'd like to maybe make an impression that you are a very specialty matcha bar, you might wish to use 6 grams. But the downside of that is that it could give you a lot of caffeine in there. It definitely tastes a lot better. You probably would be able to make use of this proportion if you are pricing your matcha higher, but be wary that it might just knock your customers out with that strong a matcha. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, my recommendation is go for 5 grams, and if you're using a larger cup like 16 ounces, you can just use ratio and proportion to adjust the amount of matcha for those cup sizes. But I'm going to give you the suggestions in the description box below anyway, so make sure you check them out. If you haven't yet got a copy of my book, The Basic Barista and All Things Milk Tea, details on how to order are in the description box, so make sure you check them out. If you have any questions about any of these procedure, the process, and also the recipe that I used here, let me know. I'll see you again next time. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Ciao for now.